Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gene and Fabie podcast, where we help intermediate and advanced learners master English with confidence and clarity.
Hello! We're so glad you're here with us today. I'm Fabie, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Gene.
Today, we're tackling a question that almost every English learner asks at some point. How can I practice English every single day, even when life gets busy?
Exactly. And Gene, I think many of our students feel frustrated because they believe they need to move to an English-speaking country or spend hours studying every night to improve.
That's a common misconception, Fabie. The truth is, you don't need to live in London or New York. You don't need a native speaker by your side 24/7. What you need are smart, consistent habits that fit into your daily routine.
Small steps that compound over time.
Precisely. So today, we're going to share 5 practical strategies that you can implement immediately. But before we dive into those, Fabie, let's talk about a technique that forms the foundation of daily practice.
You're talking about shadowing, aren't you?
I am indeed. Now, for those who haven't encountered this term before, shadowing is a powerful technique that improves both your speaking and listening simultaneously.
Let me explain how it works. You listen to someone speaking English. It could be a podcast like ours, a YouTube video, or an audiobook. And you repeat exactly what they say, mimicking their pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation.
The key here is that you don't pause to translate or look up words in a dictionary. You simply echo what you hear, like a shadow following a person.
I like that analogy. It's about training your mouth and brain to work together in English without the interference of your native language.
Exactly. Now, let's demonstrate this for our listeners. Fabie, I'll say a sentence and you repeat it as if you were shadowing me.
Ready when you are.
Consistent practice is more valuable than occasional intensive study.
Consistent practice is more valuable than occasional intensive study.
Excellent. And listeners, you should try this right now. Rewind this section and repeat after us. Don't worry about perfection. Focus on matching the rhythm and tone.
At first, shadowing might feel awkward or challenging. You might not understand every word, and that's completely fine.
That's an important point, Fabie. Shadowing isn't primarily about comprehension. It's about developing muscle memory for English sounds and patterns.
If you practice this for just 5 to 10 minutes daily, you'll notice improvements in your fluency, pronunciation, and speaking speed within weeks.
Now, let's move on to our 5 core strategies for daily English practice. Strategy number 1, listen to English every single day.
This is non-negotiable, Gene. If you want to speak better, you must listen more. Not once a week, not only during class time, every single day.
Why is listening so critical, Fabie?
Well, listening exposes you to authentic vocabulary and expressions. It trains your ear to recognize different accents and speaking speeds. It also helps you internalize the natural rhythm and melody of English, what we call prosody.
And the beauty of listening practice is that it's incredibly flexible. You can listen while commuting, exercising, cooking, or doing household chores.
Exactly. Our students often say, I don't have time to study. But listening doesn't require dedicated study time. You can integrate it into activities you're already doing.
And what resources would you recommend for daily listening, Fabie?
Podcasts like ours are excellent, obviously, but also news programs designed for learners such as BBC Learning English or VOA Learning English, audiobooks, TED Talks, and even English language YouTube channels on topics that interest you.
And here's a crucial point. You don't need to understand 100% of what you hear. Even 50 to 60% comprehension is valuable.
Absolutely. The goal is exposure and pattern recognition, not perfect comprehension from day one.
Strategy number 2, shadow what you hear.
We introduced shadowing earlier, but let's talk about how to incorporate it into your daily routine.
After you've listened to something, a podcast segment, a video, or a dialogue, take a moment to replay short sections and repeat them aloud.
Try to match not just the words, but the speaker's pace, emotion, and intonation. This is where the real magic happens.
For example, if I say English fluency develops through consistent, deliberate practice, you should aim to replicate my rhythm and emphasis, not just the individual words.
And listeners, I encourage you to record yourself while shadowing. Compare your recording to the original. This self-assessment is invaluable for identifying areas that need improvement.
Remember, perfection isn't the goal. Progress is. Even imperfect practice leads to improvement over time.
Strategy number 3, think in English one thought at a time.
This is perhaps the most transformative strategy we'll discuss today.
I agree. Mental translation is one of the biggest obstacles to fluency. When you constantly translate from your native language to English, you create a delay in your response time.
And that delay undermines natural conversation flow. So how do we overcome this habit, Fabie?
Start with simple, present tense observations. As you go about your day, narrate your experiences internally in English.
Give us some examples.
Sure. When you wake up, it's 7 a.m. I feel tired. I need coffee. When you're outside, the weather is cold today. I should have worn a warmer jacket. At work, I have 3 meetings this afternoon. I need to prepare my presentation.
These are basic sentences, but they're incredibly powerful because they help your brain create direct pathways to English, bypassing translation altogether.
Exactly. And as you become more comfortable, you can increase the complexity. Describe not just what you're doing, but how you're feeling and why.
This internal English monologue might feel strange initially, but persist with it. Within a few weeks, thinking in English will start to feel natural.
And once you've practiced thinking in English silently, try verbalizing those thoughts. Speak to yourself in English, quietly or out loud, depending on where you are.
Strategy number 4. Read aloud to train your speaking muscles.
Reading silently is beneficial for comprehension and vocabulary, but reading aloud offers unique advantages for spoken fluency.
When you read aloud, you engage multiple systems simultaneously: visual processing, articulation, and auditory feedback. This multisensory approach accelerates learning.
Choose materials appropriate to your level. Perhaps a short article, a dialogue from a textbook, or even a children's book if you're working on pronunciation fundamentals.
Read it slowly the first time, focusing on accuracy. Then read it again at a slightly faster pace. Finally, read it with expression and emotion, as if you're performing.
This performance aspect is crucial. It helps you develop the confidence and expressiveness needed for real conversations.
Think of it as a workout for your speaking muscles. Just as athletes train specific muscle groups, you're training the muscles involved in English pronunciation.
And if you're unsure about pronunciation, use tools like Google Translate's voice feature or pronunciation dictionaries to hear the correct sounds.
Number 5. Integrate English into your daily life. This is where we move beyond dedicated practice sessions and make English a living part of your everyday existence.
Let me share a principle that transformed my own language learning. English shouldn't be something you do, it should be something you live with.
That's beautifully put, Jean. Can you elaborate on what that means practically?
Of course, it means that instead of limiting English to 30-minute study sessions, you weave it throughout your entire day in small, manageable ways.
Let me offer some specific examples. First, change your phone's language settings to English.
Why is this so effective, Jean?
Because most people check their phones dozens, even hundreds of times per day. each time you do, you're exposed to English vocabulary in context. Words like settings, notification, battery, update, delete.
This is what we call passive learning. You're not actively studying, but your brain is constantly processing English input.
Another practical technique, write a short daily journal in English. Just 3 to 5 sentences about your day.
Keep it simple. Today, I had a productive meeting with my team. We discussed next quarter's objectives. I felt energized by the conversation.
This practice reinforces sentence structure, develops your ability to express personal experiences, and builds writing confidence.
Here's another technique I particularly recommend. Record a 1-minute voice message to yourself every evening.
Oh, this is excellent for building speaking confidence. Tell us more, Jean. At the end of each day, open your phone's voice recorder and simply talk for 60 seconds. Describe your day.
At the end of each day, open your phone's voice recorder and simply talk for 60 seconds. Describe your day, share your thoughts, discuss something you learned, anything at all.
The key is that no one else needs to hear it. This is for you.
Exactly. But when you listen back, you'll identify pronunciation issues, grammatical errors, and areas for improvement. This self-awareness is incredibly valuable.
It also builds fluency because you're practicing spontaneous speech without the pressure of a live audience.
Another strategy, join online English-speaking communities. You don't need to wait for formal classes.
There are countless Facebook groups, Discord servers, WhatsApp communities, and language exchange platforms like Tandem or HelloTalk.
Participate actively. Write comments, send voice messages, ask questions, answer others' questions. Even reading others' messages helps you learn.
This transforms English from an academic subject into a tool for real human connection.
Finally, use short-form video content strategically. Platforms like YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok have abundant English content.
Choose topics that genuinely interest you. Travel, cooking, technology, fitness, whatever you're passionate about.
Watch the same short video 2 or 3 times, then pause and repeat the sentences you heard. Try to mimic the speaker's delivery.
Even a 30-second video can be valuable if you engage with it actively rather than passively scrolling.
Now, let's bring all of this together with a fundamental principle.
What's that, Jean?
Transform small daily actions into English practice opportunities. This is the secret to consistent improvement.
Give us some examples of what you mean.
Instead of greeting family members in your native language, say, "Good morning," or "How did you sleep?" in English. Instead of writing your shopping list or to-do list in your mother tongue, write it in English.
Instead of watching 5 minutes of television in your native language, watch 5 minutes of English content. Instead of listening to music in your first language during your commute, listen to an English podcast.
These micro changes seem insignificant individually, but cumulatively, they create hundreds of additional English exposure hours per year.
And these small habits are sustainable. You're not adding new activities to your schedule. You're simply adjusting the language of activities you're already doing.
Exactly. This approach prevents burnout and makes English feel natural rather than burdensome.
So, to summarize for our listeners, the 5 strategies are:
1. Listen to English every single day. 2. Shadow what you hear. 3. Think in English. 4. Read aloud. 5. Integrate English into your daily life.
Remember, you don't need hours of study time. You need consistency and intentionality.
5 to 10 minutes of focused practice combined with integrating English throughout your day will produce remarkable results over time.
And here's perhaps the most important message. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions. Start today with whatever resources you have available.
Your future English-speaking self will thank you for the small steps you take today.
Before we close, Jean, do you have any final advice for our listeners?
Yes, be patient with yourself. Language acquisition is a marathon, not a sprint. There will be days when you feel frustrated or when progress seems slow.
That's completely normal. What matters is that you keep showing up, keep practicing, keep exposing yourself to English.
And celebrate small victories. The day you think your first complete thought in English without translating. The moment you understand a joke in an English TV show. The first time you successfully order food in English without rehearsing.
These milestones matter. Acknowledge them.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode. Thank you for joining us on the Gene and Fabie podcast.
We hope you found this episode valuable. Remember, we're here to support your English learning journey every step of the way.
If you'd like to practice the shadowing technique, go back and replay sections of this episode. Pause, repeat, record yourself. Make it an active learning experience.
And if you have questions or topics you'd like us to cover in future episodes, please reach out. We love hearing from our listeners.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep learning, and keep believing in your ability to master English.
See you in the next episode.
Goodbye.
Bye!